Good evening. I want to talk to y'all today about be prepared for customers. Here's what I'm talking about. So, for about the last 2 to 3 weeks, me and my wife, we've been in the market to purchase another home. So we was down there at Whole Foods and we ran into a lady back there on the aisle. You know, we were shopping on the same aisle and one thing led to another and we was talking and she told me that she knows a gentleman who owns his own real estate agency out here. I was like, okay, cool. So she, gave me his number and then I wound up calling him a few days later, talked to him, and he was like, Tony, I'm going to set you up with my absolute top agent. Her name is Isabel. Tony, she's killing it. Oh my God, like she's made a gazillion dollars in sales. Oh man, she's been in this, she's been featured here, she's been this, she's been this, she's been that. Tony, man, she's making so much money, she write a check, the bank bounce. I'm like, oh shit. All right, cool. Hey, hook us up with Isabel. I want to meet her. So he was like, let's set it up for Sunday. I'm like, let's do it. So Sunday rolls around. Me and my wife, we get in a car. We drive over way across town to the property. And when we get there, it's a nice G-Wagon, one of the Mercedes G-Wagons sitting in the driveway. And I was like, oh shit, like it was custom, it was fixed up, like some real nice rims on there and everything. I was like, shit, god damn, like, did I drive the right car today? So me and my wife, we get out the car, we walk inside the house. When we get inside of there, we see Isabel, she's holding her phone or whatnot. So I'm thinking she's taking pictures. So when we walk in, I introduced myself, my wife introduced herself. Isabel was like, okay, yeah, okay. So it was kind of odd. It was like she was like, yeah, okay, but I'm thinking no big deal. Maybe she's a wee bit nervous, no biggie. So I was like, okay, Isabel, you ready to take us on the tour? Isabel was like, no, Tony, this is a self-guided tour. I was like, oh, so you're not gonna like show us around and show us everything on the house? She was like, no. I'm just gonna just sit here and just, send a few text messages and things like that. If you need me, Tony, just holler at me. So I'm thinking, okay, again, a little odd, but not a deal breaker. So me and my wife, we like, okay, let's go. So, we walking throughout the house and we looking at the kitchen, chef-inspired kitchen, and everything is gorgeous. And we walk in and I felt the countertops. I was like, okay, shit, these countertops feel nice right here. Are these marble? Are these granite? Is this Formica? Is this wood? Like, what is this? Like, what kind of material is this right here? So we looking, I was like, oh babe, like this is a gorgeous floor. Like, is this hardwood? Is this like the laminated? It's nice. Then we got inside of the bathroom, and the bathroom has a gorgeous fireplace inside the bathroom. And I was like, oh, babe, look at this right here. Look at this fireplace right here. Like, oh my God. And then but we had so many questions about the house, okay? So we get back out to Isabel. I'm like, okay, Isabel, okay, few questions for you. So Isabel, puts her phone down and puts it in her purse. And she's like, yeah, what do you got? I'm like, okay, now, first question, Isabel, how much is the homeowners association for this house? Isabel was like, I think it's about $190 a month or something like that, Tony. Maybe 200. Give me 1 second and let me see. So me and my wife was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. So Isabel reaches in her purse, gets her phone out. Hey, yeah, it's me. I'm down here at the property right here, XYZ LMNOP. How much is the homeowners association on this home right here? Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Bye. All right, Tony. So the homeowners association on this home right here, guys, is going to be $300 a month. I'm so sorry about that. So yeah, it's going to be $300 a month for the homeowners. So me and my wife, we looked at each other. We was like, that's a wee bit high or whatnot. But, I was like, okay, now next question, Isabel. We noticed it was a fireplace inside of the bathroom. What is that material? Is that marble? Is that like, what is that? She was like, you're talking about the trim? I'm like, no. I'm talking about the physical fireplace. Like, what is it constructed out of? She was like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, no biggie, no biggie. And then my wife was like, okay, now I love the windows right here. Like, what kind of windows are these? Is this like a Pella window, or what kind of window is these? Like, I love all the natural light. And so Isabel was like, hold on. Hey, yeah, it's me again. So in the bathroom, what is that fireplace made out of? And then also the customer wants to know what kind of windows are these in the back right here? What kind of windows are these? Okay, okay, yeah. Okay, bye. Okay, guys, whew, I'm so sorry about that. Long week. I'm super stressed out here. Okay, so the fireplace, Tony, is made from a marble, and yes, Yesenia, this is going to be like the nice Pella windows right here, whatnot, that you got like a lifetime warranty on. We was like, okay, cool. And we was like, now, what about the square footage, Isabel? Like, what about the square footage? Like, you know, what is the exact square footage? And then Isabel was like, man, look. This went on for about 20 minutes. It was like every question that I asked Isabel, it was like she didn't know the answer to it. Again, nothing wrong with that, because most realtors, they're coming in with like pen papers and like notebooks and, you know, flip pads and things like that. So that way, when a question like that is asked, the realtor, instead of having the phone home, you know, him, her, they, or them, would be able to look at everything. But the way how the agency owner was pumping my head up about Isabel, I'm thinking she had everything memorized. I'm thinking she knew exactly what time it was. So, and then we was like, okay, Isabel, thank you so much for your time. Yeah, we have another listing to go to. Now, honestly, me and my wife, we did not have another listing to go to. We just felt like we didn't want to be rude to Isabel, but we didn't want to keep having our time wasted, because we already killed the hour and 45 minutes by her making these phone calls and back and forth to the home office. So we got back in the car and we drove back home. And my wife was like, damn, Tony, like, that's crazy, like how somebody that makes this amount of sales and that's, you know, featured in this and featured in that, you know, she's a gorgeous woman, Tony, but I don't understand, like, how does she not know about the house? Like, if she's the top agent, how is it that she doesn't know about the house? And then when my wife asked me that, I thought about Barry White, okay? When my wife said that, I said, baby, she don't got it together. Ah, girl. Ah, she don't have it together, girl. Isabel don't got it together. Now, this isn't a real big deal here that we didn't want the house. It's not a big deal because I'm pretty sure somebody else is going to come through and immediately sweep the house up. So actually no big deal. But the thing is, we're talking like this was over like $500,000 on the line here, okay? We live on the West Coast. So houses, you know, going, you know, at least $500,000 and up out on this side of the country right here. So we're talking at least $500,000 plus, and it's like Isabel didn't know the answer to these questions. Again, I know it's a lot of houses and things like that you have to know, but at least be prepared. Like, at least have your flip sheet, at least have your notebook and your clipbook. You know, have it if you want to have your phone out, you know, have notes on your phone. Like, don't try to like freestyle it and you don't really necessarily know, and then you have to come back and keep phoning home. Now, so the guy had called me, the owner of the company. He called me, he was like, yeah, Tony, so are you and your wife interested in the house? I was like, nah, not anymore. He was like, why is that? I was like, you know, something else caught our attention. But again, you know, nothing else necessarily caught our attention, but, you know, we just didn't really want to necessarily deal with Isabel. If she was the top agent and she was dropping the ball several times and didn't know the answer to certain things that should have quite naturally been, you know, like right off the bat, we was like, no thank you. So again, we didn't want to be rude and be like, well, we da da da. But, cause we try to keep the peace and we never like down other, entrepreneurs or other businesses or nothing like that. Cause like that's not our swag or anything. But we was just like, nah, no thank you. Now, here is what Isabel could have done to had made me and my wife purchase the house. Okay? Because me and my wife, we went there with the intent to purchase if everything was, according the way how, it was discussed to us, let's just say. Now, Isabel should have, versus when we walked in, versus holding her phone up TikToking. I thought she was taking pictures, but she was TikToking. Now, instead of Isabel TikToking, what she could have done was, as soon as we walked in, was like, hey, Tony, hey, Yesenia, how y'all guys doing? Oh, hey, Isabel, we doing okay? Hey, Isabel. And then Isabel was like, hey, are y'all ready to go for a grand tour? Absolutely, Isabel, let's do it. Look, with the particular kind of money that was on the line right here, Isabel should have took us on a tour like we was on a damn Great Gatsby. Isabel should have been like, all right, Tony, the fireplace in the bathroom right here is French marble. It was imported from Norway. We had a man over in England tailor make these drapes right here, Tony. It's 96 inches long. You'll never find another drape like this, and this is the reason why an additional $55,000 was put onto this house right here, Tony. And then the flooring right here, Tony. Oh my God, this is Pella wood, fresh from the rivers of the Nile River, da 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 da. Oh yeah, we got this and this is included and this is that and this and that and that. So that's what Isabel should have done, because Isabel would have done that. The house actually had like a body of water sitting behind the house or whatnot. So if Isabel would have took me on a Great Gatsby tour, and then she would have been telling me all of this stuff, and then as soon as she would have took me to the backyard and I would have seen that water, first thing I'd have been thinking, oh shit, I got to get me a boat. I'd have been thinking like an exotic fantasy in my head, because Isabel had already told me a man over in England made the drapes, the fireplaces from Norway. So I'm already thinking as a customer in my head, like, ah, damn, okay, shit, we some high rollers over here. So, oh shit, man, we got the water right here too. I would have immediately started thinking Puff Daddy videos, Don Perignon, I'm on a boat, silk shirts on, sitting back, champagne glass in my hand, Versace glasses on. I'm cruising around, shirt flapping in the wind. I would have came up with this exotic fantasy had Isabel been prepared and sold me that fantasy for this home right here. Now, the home is gorgeous. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But again, that's just something that Isabel could have done and should have done to sell me that exotic fantasy, and that would have definitely made me and my wife be ready to go down there to the loan office and everything and sign the paperwork or whatnot. Pam, keys to the new house. We was ready, but Isabel, the agent, wasn't ready. Again, back to Barry White. She didn't have it together. You got to get it together. Got to get it together. Got to. See, things like that makes customers lose faith in you. And if a customer loses faith in you, just like we lost faith in Isabel, which means we lost faith in the whole company. So kind of almost like a guilty by association kind of deal here. But again, if Isabel would have, sold me the fantasy here, we would have, been getting things ready and situated right now. So again, that's just a little tip that I always say, be prepared, because if you are in a real estate agency or something like that, you never know what kind of questions your customer are going to ask. They might ask you what kind of handles are on the cabinet in the kitchen, in the guest bathroom downstairs. As a realtor, if you don't know that off the top of your head, that is all right. It's okay. It's all right. But at least have quick access without having the phone home like ET to know the answer to the question. Because as a realtor, and especially as a high dollar realtor, you should kind of like know things like this. You know, that should kind of be like second nature. Like I recommend to study the house, like go through, you know, the MLS and study the house and like go through and like, you know, have the main agent, you know, who's in charge of the company, have him, her, they, or them, have them to like show you exactly, you know, what this is and show you what that is and show you what this does and show you what this does. So that way, when you get a customer like Tony Reed that comes in and asking all kind of intricate questions about the house, you will be able to properly answer that customer's questions without appearing to drop the ball and also appearing not to have it together. Now, that about wraps it up for this video. Until next time, I'll catch you later.